All right. Hey, everybody. It's Jason Blaha here. I'm just sitting here drinking my morning coffee, looking sexy as hell as usual. Make sure we got volume here. Yep, we got adequate volume. All right, we'll wait for the people to roll in. This is a later start. Really tired sleeping. My body's needing a lot of sleep lately. It's all the training. Um, all the training. As you guys see, we're moving pretty decent numbers and then doing a lot of quality volume after. So, and now that it's warming up, we might start seeing some veins popping out again in these lives. It's no longer cold outside. Well, it's not quite there yet. Today's the last day. But it's up to 45 right now in the morning. It's the warmest it's been all week. So next week should be good coming up. All right. So usually we get quite a few people in these coffee chats once we get about 5 minutes in. But they're real slow till then. And we'll see what we get. Definitely gonna get coffee done. Get some work done today. Man, I noticed yesterday I got a new client who just completely ghosted me. That's weird. He paid for a full month, did 2 workouts, and looks like he closed his Facebook and Messenger out. So weird. I don't get why people do that. The guy sent me a ton of stuff. We did a good call. Guy gave me like 3 pages of backstory in his first day, and then just kind of disappeared. He was one of my New Year's people who came in with the New Year's specials. I don't get it. Why do people do that? Anyone got any theories? Like, why would people sign on for coaching, pay for a full month, use 3 days of the coaching, and disappear? The number of people I've had do that over the years is ridiculous. I just don't get it. I've probably had 25 people do that, over the last 5 years. Weird. What do you do though? So I guess that means I definitely have slots open if anybody wants to apply. You can message me there on the Facebook page. Yeah, I need this caffeine. I need the caffeine. This is one of the, so I guess Sunday morning it's going to be slow for some reason. No, definitely not that, Jimmy. 99% of my clients are pretty happy with it. 99%. Why don't you give it a go, Jimmy? Instead of talking shit. You've got seen testimonials. You guys have seen interviews with Doug. Doug, when I did like a 45-minute or something Skype, who was quite a long-term client. I should probably do one with Justin. I think that would upset people. That would upset haters. Get Justin in, coach for over 5 years. Looks phenomenal, squats over 500 pounds. See what he has to say about it. I need to do that. That would be probably the best advertisement I could do for my coaching. And then what are people going to say? What would people say then? What would they have as a comeback? Have you ever had lifter's elbow? Nope. Magnus? Nope. I'm not even really sure what that means. You're talking about where your tricep tendons hurt? I fix that all the time in clients. You tried high rep band press downs? So, Pepper Pig was maintenance at 3,500 calories yesterday and drop calories 3,400. Going to start a very long, slow cut. I hope I just don't lose strength. Hey, Pepper, why shouldn't you be focusing on making gains? I can tell you right now, one of the biggest mistakes people make when cutting, they get this, oh, I hope I don't lose strength, so they don't try to make gains. Like they literally go into that mindset that that's possible, okay? And therefore they already fuck themselves. So you're already placeboing yourself into losing muscle and strength instead of gaining it, right? Yeah, but you see what you put as your first statement? This is where you've placeboed yourself. Watch that. Pepper, what I want you to do is type out now, I will gain muscle and strength on this cut. I want you to type it so I'll see it on the screen, and then I want you to read it out loud to yourself 3 times. Because you have to undo the damage you already did with your first post. Like that's literally the only way you're going to be okay now, in my opinion. So you need to type it out, and then you need to read it out loud 3 times verbally so that you hear it. All right. Grave strong thoughts on behind the neck presses. Completely dependent on your shoulder health and range of motion as to whether it's safe or not. If you can do it safely and comfortably, it's actually a fantastic exercise. Like, I mean, it's a great exercise. It's just not safe for everyone. Hey, Jimmy. It's not true that she said that. You're correct. Is that true? No, it's a lie you made up. I can assure you that's not what was said by anybody. So, but I'm not going to address the topic. You guys already know that. Is it true cold showers after workout disrupt muscle growth? Ice baths do. Ice baths. Cold showers probably didn't do much of anything. I don't know. If you enjoy cold showers, then take them. If not, then don't take them. They probably have zero impact on training. We know ice baths do though. They negatively impact muscle growth. But keep in mind, a cold shower is not the same as an ice plunge. Advice from getting to a 550 to a 600 non-conventional. Build your weak links. Be patient. Get stronger. Okay. I'm going to get rid of some of the worst occasional ones. First time I banned anybody in a chat for a while. I was tired of some of you guys. They're just getting stupid. Still keeping most of the block list deleted. But I mean the habitual bullshit. I can just get rid of them. All right. I've been letting definitely going to let trolls stay who seem to be, more entertaining and have come over and enjoyed the banter and are like, okay, let's just do here for the minutes. That's fine. Shit like that needs to go. All right. And I might unblock him again later. Thoughts on Bud Jeffries training. My thoughts are that his first name is Bud, possibly short for Buddy. His last name is Jeffrey, so I'm going to assume he is possibly of some sort of British Isles ancestry. And he does some type of training. CM says, morning, coach. Morning to you, CM. Did I get that close, Gravestrong? I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, just statistically, I think I'm pretty good. Should we be concerned about tuna and mercury poisoning? Yes. Yes, you should. Poisoning, not so much, as just too much of it accumulating and causing some minor problems. I mean, the data on how much you can consume is actually available in calculators from the FDA. Man, dude, I'm probably getting 8 or 9 hours. I've been getting 10 hours some days lately. That's just what I'm naturally getting without setting an alarm. All right. Alexander, I'm not aware that that's even a point of contention with the tuna and mercury. I didn't know anyone thinks otherwise. Can I do weighted chin-ups on my training day and bodyweight chin-ups on my rest days? No, because it's a rest day. How are you going to do a chin-up on a rest day? That's like asking, can I eat protein during my fasted window? Well, it's no longer a fasted window. Yeah, Gray, the name doesn't ring any bell at all for me. Sorry. And I may know who he is. It's just I'm old and I'm on my first cup of coffee, so maybe it's lost on me. Is the calcium in spinach a waste? Not as an absorbed by the body. No, it's not a waste. It's a lower bioavailability slightly. But why would it be a waste? Not necessarily a waste, guys. I mean, spinach is not going to be a phenomenal source of calcium just because lower bioavailability unless it's cooked. Is it raw or cooked spinach? Like minerals in general from raw vegetables are lower absorbed. That's why we cook them. Alexander, yeah, I've heard of people in the industry. There have definitely been news stories on fitness people having mercury issues that have made it all over the news before, yes. Multiple times. But I mean, do as you want to do. Well, yeah, you can get numbers on the safe limits or what are considered to be safe. Or the real word, I can do it weighted chin-ups every day and do bodyweight ones in between those days. King, just be aware maybe, but you could get some overuse if you're not careful. Just my experience with that, because I tried that extreme chin-up thing and ended up impinging my shoulders, pretty much both of them. One of them worse than the other. I'm going to tend to not promote you doing that personally. Keep in mind what I did was very extreme. And it was me going through a phase of trying to push the bleeding edge of everything. But I only made it like 6 weeks before I had a problem. And I was doing 100 chin-ups every day, 7 days a week, like without a day off. And it didn't end well. And it didn't even make my biceps bigger. Curls have been the only thing that's made my biceps grow. Right. I mean, like I said, King, you're free to experiment with stuff like that. We all need to go through those. Some of the things where we push some extreme stuff, I think it can be good. I live just north of Houston in the suburbs. Hey, Grave, no, that's literally my range of motion on pull-ups. So if you notice the chins, I do the chins over the bar. That's literally as far as I can go, even on a lat pull down using that grip. It's just my range of motion. My scapula pinch, and I can't get any higher unless I were to try to swing over, which is not really using the lats anymore. So it may look like a partial to you, but as far as my lats are concerned, it's the full range of motion of the lat. But this week I switched back over to chins, and I'm going all the way over. But yeah, with a lat pull down, I can't get a lat pull down bar while keeping it near my face. I can't get it about lower than here with an overhand grip. Even with no weights on it. No. Unless I pull it way forward. In your opinion, for strength and muscle, what's a better heavy 5x5 weighted chin ups or 8x5? So you're asking me if doing more sets is better? That's what I don't understand, King. King, I'm just going to say it all depends on what's going on with your total programming, because you're essentially asking me, is 8 sets of weighted chin-ups better than 5 sets of weighted chin-ups? 8 sets of any heavy exercise in 1 week is a lot. Mileage may vary. If you notice, most of my big lifts, I don't do more than 3 sets in a week. Just throwing that out there. The reason for that. You wrote 8 by 5. That's 8 sets. Richard Piano, no, I'm not going to do that one. I'm 5 by 10, 5'10", 34 years old lifter with 16 years of experience. If I cut from 220 to 180, will I have a decent six pack? I have no idea. Do you know what your body fat is if you had a DEXA scan? A 40-pound cut's a lot, dude. And here's the other question. Cut 40 pounds of what? People can cut 40 pounds, and depending upon if they cut really bad, it could be 50% muscle. So again, I don't want to give you an answer and say that, because then you might crash die and go, oh, well, I'm going to try to cut 40 pounds in 3 months, and then you lose 22 pounds of muscle tissue. And then you come back mad at me because you still don't have a 6-pack. Do you see the problem with your question? So my question would be, how fast are you willing to cut? And what's your body composition at right now? Like, do you know your body fat percentage from a DEXA scan? I'm at 8 reps. King, again, mileage may vary. I like weighted shins a little heavier, it's like 5s or 6s sometimes, but 8s, you're not going to see a lot of difference between those two. You were really getting tit for tat at that point. Have you ever tried a log lift or strongman events? Those are 2 separate questions, Mehdi. You're asking me, have I ever done a farmer's walk? Sure. Have I ever used a loaded farmer's walk handle? So yes, I've done strongman events. Have I ever tried a log lift? Nope. Are barbell, dumbbell, squat rack, and pull down equipment enough for a home gym setup for muscle growth? Yeah, I'd say that's a really good start, man. Again, if you got a way to do weighted pull-ups, you got a good rack. I'm assuming you have a bench too. All right, Osmo says, hello, coach, strap-on destiny. What about strap-on destiny? But Aria, that's definitely a good start. I would have a bench in there, an adjustable bench, hopefully, too, so you can do incline work and stuff. But even a flat bench is good. Hey, Mehdi, it's objectively false. Strongman is a different measurement. Like powerlifting is a measurement of strength exclusively. Can you review Big Bob Fitness? I doubt he reminds me. I am just me, dude. I'm a unique influencer. Although funny enough, man, people will say that and they have no idea what I'm actually like in person. So maybe reminds you of your perception of me. Do you think there's a benefit to reasonable top end partials like block pulls or below the knee rack pulls, block presses? For most people, no. What do you think of Versa grips? I'm not a fan. Talking about those hooks. Work on your weak ass grip. Or just get normal straps. Come on, guys. I don't even want to talk about that weird grizzly guy at all. The guy's promoting terrible health and disgustingness. I don't care if he's gay or not, it's irrelevant. He's promoting a horrific, disgusting, repugnant lifestyle and encouraging people to be 400 pounds in fat and do weird lifts. I'm not a fan, by the way. right? So if you're a fan of that guy and then you tell me you're not a fan of Lizzo, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're a fan of people being intentionally fat, so I don't see the difference. Um, all right. How long will Sam Sully live for? Probably not super long. I watch some streaming stuff, Cameron, especially when I would paint. I would do some of it, but I don't really sit around watching TV these days. No, I mean, I have some streaming services. I've got Netflix and stuff. Hey, Flash, are you guys aren't factoring in that Rich Piana is not as big as you think he was? Think about how much collagen he had. I'm not saying Rich wasn't big, but when you turn and look at the back and the legs, you're really going to claim that was bigger than me? I don't think so. Now, when you look at all the fake shit, obviously enormously bigger. The guy probably had 8 inches of collagen in his arms in terms of adding diameter. And that's pretty much confirmed. His first wife talked about all the collagen treatments in detail, didn't she? Right? Do you guys remember all that? She talked about it 15 years ago. Like, it's just common knowledge. So Rich had ridiculous amounts of fake muscle, probably the equivalent of 40 pounds of fake muscle on his body. It was not synthol, it was implanted collagen. So are we going to stand there and deny that? I mean, people want to give me a hard time, but they literally will prop up a guy with 40 pounds of collagen under his skin. And they want to clown on me for anything. Come on. No, he had an oxy habit, though, according to two of his ex-wives. I'm not a big fan of Anderson squats. I'm not against them. I'm not a big fan. I don't think they're the reason Paul Anderson was so strong. It was just another tool he used. Let's see. Hey, Flash, just because you guys have decided that I lied about a bunch of things that I didn't, which has been pretty normal, doesn't mean I'm always lying. Like, you can't stand there and go, a person told a couple of silly things that they apologize for, or a few things years ago, and then decide all of a sudden they lied about 20 things they didn't, and then say, look, see, they lie about everything, because then you guys have created a bunch of stuff to add to that. So it doesn't work that way. Because there's at least 20 things that people accuse me of lying about that I was 100% honest about. And obviously some stuff was exaggerations way back in the day. Or the trolling thing with the fake Merc, which I apologized for. It was 10 years ago. It's now been 10 years, and I apologize. I mean, I can give you perfect examples of things that I didn't lie about that people accuse me of. Having worked in natural gas, worked on compressors, having worked on natural gas platforms, doing some street racing in high school, so on and so forth. Those are all actually true. So there's a long list of stuff that are false accusations of lying. So then it's like, oh, he lies about it. Do you see the problem with that? You can't just keep adding to it and then use that as evidence. That's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. So let's get over to real questions and topics. All right. Can lean gains happen in a calorie deficit? Confirmed in the lab, are you? So if you're not gaining muscle, your cut is going poorly. Because a very slow cut, okay, the evidence shows us that when protein is really high and you cut really slow and your training is dialed in, you can gain some muscle while in a deficit consistently in the lab. What are your standards for closed grip bench width? I mean, to me, closed grip is anything probably between about 16 to 18 inch grip. Hey, Flash, I'm not going to address that for reasons that people really don't need to know. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. Digging way too far into my personal life. And yeah, so I don't know why you guys think you're going to get that from anybody. So, you know, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. And she didn't share her side. I can assure you she didn't. So is Dr. Mike's advice any good? There's a lot of bullshit in his advice to sell products, but some of it's good and a lot of it's good. Richard, how would I know? I've never seen it. Hey, Pepper. So you're basically a troll, not a follower who's been following weird shit like that. Can you explain keto frauds? Could you be very specific of what you mean? Alexander, could you be specific? Can you explain keto frauds? Okay. Keto frauds are people who are frauds who do a keto diet. I mean, what are we looking for here? Is a cable lateral raise more effective than free weight lateral raise? No. I think they're both probably equally effective overall. Just a different strength curve. Have people successfully built amazing delts using both? How dangerous are chin-ups? No more dangerous than those lifts. Yeah, Eric Berg's a con artist. How would you approach reverse grip benching for the first time? Use safeties and or spotters. Don't even reverse grip without safety arms. Hey, Pepper, one day maybe way down the road, but all I'm going to say is no, I'm not going to address any of that. It's definitely not going to be what people think, and I'm just going to leave it alone. The choice I've made. All right. What are you doing? A gym collab with God of Gains. God of Gains. God of being fat and not training legs. Greek yogurt makes me go to the toilet a lot. Is this a good or a bad thing? No, Flash, one thing was trolling. There's nothing to do with a lot of the other stuff. A lot of the other stuff was flat out honest. It's just been accused falsely of being lies. There's a big difference. I have no idea what Vegan Gains looks like right now, but he was fat last time I checked in. And that could have been, I don't remember what year that was, by the way. All right. What do you think, IPF top lifters? IPF top lifters, I mean, are we going to pretend drug testing completely works? I don't know. So I don't have statistical odds for you on that. I don't have statistical odds on that. What do you think Trump's powerlifting total is? I don't think he powerlifts. We should get him in the gym though. I think we need to get Trump in the gym though. That would be a good idea. Get him under a squat bar. All right. Maybe RFK will get him working out off that McDonald's and in the gym. I think it would be good. Right? We need a swollen. That's what America needs. We need a jacked president who can squat 500 pounds. Sherlock, here's the question we always come to when people ask us certain, is X or Y obtainable drug-free? What are we seeking as the reason for knowing that answer? Right? In other words, sometimes we'll say, is X or Y possible drug-free? And in some cases, I would say possibly. Is it possible to become president of the United States? Yeah, there's one right now. There's been 45 of them. 45 people have become president of the United States, have they not? Whatever. Is it possible to get struck by lightning? Yeah, tons of people have been struck by lightning. So what are we asking is, for some of these crazy results occasionally a person gets without drugs, the question would become, what is the probability? What is the probability that any given individual is going to have the crossing over of all the genes to achieve that? Well, it could be 1 in 10 million. There might be a couple of people out there who've pulled a 400 kilogram deadlift drug-free. They might exist, but they're insanely rare genetic freaks. And it literally has nothing to do with you. Because I can tell you right now, the average person, average genetic person will never deadlift 300 kilos drug-free, even if they dedicate their entire life to it. With the best coaches, the best diet, because they just don't have the genes for it. Does that make sense? It's not even, so we come over to, why are we asking? Okay, actually, Flash, no, I don't remember that. You guys always ask me silly shit, do you remember X or Y? No, not really, because it's not like relevant to my life. It seems really relevant to your life, though. No, I don't remember that at all. All right, and I really don't care. Like, Flash, here's what I would say, dude. The fact that you even care about such a thing, that you care about my bald head, is, I have no words for it other than, dude, your life is meaningless. Maybe just think about it. Put some thought into it. All right. Because damn, like you're worried about a middle-aged lifting YouTuber as your whole obsession. And something maybe one of their girlfriends did 8 years ago. It's like, wow, dude, your life has to be so sad and pathetic. Like, damn, dude. Like, I can't even imagine waking up and being you, of how that would feel to be that pathetic, that you literally obsess over a 48-year-old lifter on YouTube. And just all this stuff. I mean, think about that. How meaningless and sad and empty does your life have to be? I mean, you probably just wake up and cry every morning, dude. And just get up and you're probably like, dude, your life has no meaning. I have to go try to find Blaha or something so that I can have something to hang on to, something to keep me going. Damn, bro. Sure you do. Sure you own a home, Flash. And I'm sure your real name is Flash and your last name is T. And I'm sure you've maybe even kissed a girl at some point in your life. Sure you have, dude. Richard, is Ozempic dangerous? Yeah, all drugs can be dangerous. What to do if my lower back fails prematurely during barbell rowing? Strengthen your lower back. Okay. Pepper, who cares about? I mean, baldness happens. It's not a big deal. It's never been a big deal to me. I've never understood the point. All right. Pepper, these trolls care about baldness. I actually don't. Like, I literally don't care. That's why I never understood the balding. I'm like, my head was thinning and I started shaving my head because of my psoriasis, and I still do. I wish I was more bald. It would make my life more convenient. And I always said that. It's just kind of weird. Such a weird thing. Blaha, why are barbell rows so much more effective than single arm? Who said they are? They're just a different exercise. Vince Goodrum. Here's a little bit I know about him. I've been told he's some fat guy who makes videos about me and hates me for some reason. And that's literally everything I know about him. I did have someone tell me that they thought he was dangerous to me or some shit, and I'm just not going to get into who or why. All right. Way more fatigue after again, loaded up more. Well, Hubert, what's your form look like as far as getting that stimulus mid back? So do you dumbbell row like I do, or do you dumbbell row the way a lot of these influencers show you how? I catch a lot of flack for my dumbbell row form, by the way. I get a lot of flack for it, but I get one hell of a burn through my entire middle and upper back when I do it that way. So take it for what it's worth. Like, I had someone the other day, people literally making me videos, calling me full of shit and correcting my dumbbell row and sending it to me on Facebook. It's hilarious. You know, but yet I don't have any trouble getting that stimulus from the dumbbell row. So maybe try them the way I do them. Might be your solution, brother. Yeah, we're at 38 minutes. Oh, Flash, you're not going to do any such thing. You guys are such bullshitters. I mean, that's the point, Flash. Come on. You can't accuse me of being a liar and a bullshitter when you do the same thing. That's not how it works. Not how it works, dude. Hypocrisy. Is creatine a waste of money? No, I don't think it is. It's not as effective as some people have thought it is, but it has benefits. Right? It's confirmed in the lab to cause some muscle growth, and there's some possible cognitive benefits, and it's cheap. I mean, your creatine's going to cost you what, $5-10 a month tops. So it's not like something like a pre-workout where you're paying $30 or $50 for that in the lab shows no gains, right? So, by comparison. All right. Why have you never cut? What do you mean? All this time, everyone's like, Blaha's gotten really lean. Blaha's the leanest we've ever seen him. Even haters of mine have admitted that, and then you're going to say, why have you never cut? What year videos are you looking at? Hey, Flash, if you show up to try to, I'm going to make this clear. I will never agree to meet any of you guys because I lose my get out of jail free card if you show up by agreeing to ever meet any of you. So no, we will never meet. And be clear on that. This is part of my So don't even ask. It's never going to happen. You will never get me agree to meet in any public setting where you can record me agreeing to meet, even in a thing. My response is, if you show up, you're going to catch a hot one. You have been sufficiently warned, right? You've been legally warned. I don't have to give any further warning. We're done. Your arms have grew. You have a video where you cut and your arms were tiny. Yeah, they're definitely bigger than way back then. Make a video about different approaches on volume based on natural versus gear. I don't know that the difference is huge, other than you can handle more volumes with gear. But that becomes a subject of debate also, doesn't it, Herbert? You know, that's itself a point of contention. You know? Flash, there's no laws anywhere saying I can't own a gun or carry a gun or have guns. I don't know where you're getting that. That's not going to save you. Flash, let me explain how this works. You're not going to not catch a hot one because you write something like that. It's pretty straightforward, dude. Sorry. Just accept the fact that if you guys show up to fuck with me, that you cashed your life in. That was your choice. Live with it. Well, living with it wouldn't exactly be what would happen. If you survive on pressing charges, though. Could you do conjugate where you're actually doing it even if you don't? That is one of the tricks. You press charges against your attacker even if they do not survive. It's a standard protocol if you want to sleep in your own bed that night and not go in. Could you do conjugate where you rotate every month instead of every week? Hey, Spencer. I would be very careful with that. In any event, let's just get rid of this guy finally. We've had enough of him. Let's talk about other stuff. Hey, Spencer, in theory you could, but Louis Simmons would be rolling in his grave. So, Spencer, assuming you know about conjugate, I assume you're up to speed on Louis' info. What does Louis say happens on week 3 of the same max effort lift for an elite lifter? Louis Simmons' words. I can do it in his voice and accent if you like. If a lifter does the same max effort exercise every week on week 3, they regress. Those are the exact words and accent of Louis Simmons. Okay. That's his opinion. If it's a true max effort lift, that's what he believed happened for elite lifters. Or reverse hypers shouldn't even be optional. If your gym doesn't have one, you should buy one and put it in your house. Is Vegan Gains natty or not? I'm going to go with not natty. Do I need to call him out? Yeah, I did. I banned the 2 guys in this chat. I'm going to ban a few people here and there, Cameron. If trolls are just going to be continuously malicious instead of just playful, you know, if they want to be fun entertainment trolls, that's cool. I can let them stay. But I'm going to get rid of the worst offenders here and there now. I let them all run freely for a bit. They had their fun. But if they're going to be ridiculous, then, you know, I'm just going to get rid of them here and there. But I'll allow some of them to stay. You know. Yeah, I got rid of that guy. I unbanned thousands of people though already. So, you know, I'll give people a chance to see can they be fun trolls and just be some entertainment and events for everybody, or are they just going to be ridiculous and malicious? And it's going to be a line where I'll just finally get rid of a few of them. I've banned 4 people this week, by the way, for those curious. I removed pretty much my entire block list that I could. 20 times, and it kept repopulating some people in it, but I have banned 4 people this week. All right. Yeah. All right, guys, we're at 45 minutes in, and my coffee has been empty for a bit, and this was my first cup. I really need more caffeine. So we're going to wind this down. I hope it's been informative. I love all you guys and gals, and I will talk to you next time.